Hello everyone, welcome to the lesson today. Today we will study Unit 12, the Asian Games Reading Skills. First, we will have warm-up activity. You will see some pictures. Then, you have to name the sports shown in the following pictures. Now look at the screen please. What are the names of these sports? Number 1, football. Number 2, swimming. Number 3, volleyball. Number 4, badminton. Number 5, bodybuilding. And the last one, posing. Now, what are the names of these sports again? Number 1 is wrestling. Number 2, weightlifting. Number 3, fencing. Number 4, squash. Number 5, rugby. And the last one, ice hockey. So, in which sports event do people compete these sports? The first event is Olympic Games. The second one is SEA Games. And the last one is Asian Games. So do you know what is it? This is the Asian Games logo. You can see that logo through many Asian Games in many years, from 2002, 2006, 2010, 2014, and 2018. So we will come to the main lesson today. Now everyone open your book please, page 136, Unit 12, the Asian Games Reading Skills. This is the main content of our lesson today. The first and the third part, before you read and after you read, will be presented by all of you. Now we will come to the before reading part. There are 4 questions on the screen, so think carefully and answer the following questions. Questions number 1. How often are the Asian Games held? The answer is every 4 years. Questions number 2. How many times have the Asian Games been held so far? 18 times. Number 3. When and where were the last Asian Games held? So, the last Asian Games were held from the 18th of August to the 2nd of September in 2018 in Indonesia. So the last question, has Vietnam ever been the host country of the Asian Games? The answer is no, it hasn't. Now, while reading, we will have 5 activities in this part. First, we will read the passage in silence in 3 minutes, and then you will have some tasks to practice. Now everyone look at your book, page 137 please. Now we will listen and read the passage about the Asian Games.
Unit 12, the Asian Games. Reading. The Asian Games, which take place every 4 years, are held for the purpose of developing intercultural knowledge and friendship within Asia. In this multi-sport event, young people from all over Asia gather together to compete. It is an occasion when strength and sports skills are tested. Friendship and solidarity are built and promoted. During their 5-decade history, the Asian Games have been advancing in all aspects. The number of participants has been increasing. The quality of athletes, officials, and sports facilities has also been developing through time. New sports and traditional sports have been introduced and added to the Games. The first Asian Games were held in New Delhi, India in 1951. Only 489 athletes from 11 nations took part in the Games. The 6 sports events at the first Games were basketball, cycling, football, aquatic sports, athletics, and weightlifting. Boxing, shooting, and wrestling were added at the second Asian Games in Manila, the Philippines, in 1954. And tennis, volleyball, table tennis, and hockey were added at the third Asian Games in Tokyo, Japan, in 1958. Squash, rugby, fencing, and mountain biking were introduced for the first time at the 13th Asian Games in Bangkok, Thailand, in 1998. The 14th Asian Games, which were held in Busan, Korea in 2002, attracted 9,919 participants from 44 countries. The athletes competed in 38 different sports and won 427 gold medals. The Vietnamese participants took part in this event with great enthusiasm. Their efforts were much appreciated when they won 2 gold medals in bodybuilding and billiards, and 2 others in women's karate. It is hoped that in the near future, Vietnam will become a host country and receive more medals in a variety of sports events.
So after reading the passage, now we will come to the activity 1. You can see that there are 2 columns, column A and column B. Match a word in column A with its Vietnamese meaning in column B. Now number 1, intercultural. The answer is C. Number 2, solidarity will match with H. Number 3, enthusiasm. The answer is E. Number 4, facility will match with A. Number 5, aquatic. The answer is F. Number 6, appreciate will match with B. Number 7, advance is I. Number 8, athlete will match with D. And the last one, effort, will match with G. Now, everyone, we will practice more about pronunciation. Number 1, intercultural. Number 2, solidarity. Number 3, enthusiasm. Number 4, facility. Number 5, aquatic. Number 6, appreciate. Number 7, advance. Number 8, athlete. And number 9, effort. Now we will move to the activity 2. There are 6 words in the box and all the words all appear in the passage. Now fill in each blank with the suitable word from the box. We will have some steps to do this activity. The first step, read the sentences and identify the form of the given words. Then, you have to identify the form of the words submitted for the blanks. In this step, pay attention to the previous or following words or phrase. The next step is read again the whole sentence to check the grammar as well as the meaning. Now based on these steps, now we will do the activity 2. If you need, you can translate into Vietnamese. Now look at the screen please. You can see that we already identify all the form of the words in the box. Now we will identify what kind of words we need to fill in each blank. So number 1, we need to fill in the noun. Number 2, an adjective. Number 3, we need a noun. Number 4 is also a noun. Number 5 is verb in. And number 6 is a past participle. So from all the steps, now we can fill in the words. So number 1, the hotel has special facilities for disabled athletes. Number 2, swimming and water skiing are both aquatic sports. Number 3, he never lost his enthusiasm for training athletes. Number 4, I will make every effort to arrive on time. Number 5, our sports performances have been advancing considerably over recent years. And the last one, your hard work greatly appreciated. So now we will move to the activity 3. We will scan the text again and complete the table in your book, page 138. We will have 5 blanks. So based on the reading passage, find the correct information about the year and the event happened in this year. So now, in which year the first Asian Games were held in New Delhi, India? The answer is in 1951. So in 1954, boxing, shooting, and wrestling were added at what event? The answer is the second Asian Games in Manila, the Philippines. So in which year tennis, volleyball, table tennis, and hockey were added at the third Asian Games held in Tokyo, Japan? The answer is in 1958. So, in 1998, which event were introduced at the 13th Asian Games in Bangkok, Thailand? Squash, rugby, fencing, and mountain biking. So when were the 14th Asian Games held in Busan, Korea? The answer is in 2002. So now you can see all correct answers were presented on the screen. Now, activity 4. We'll have to read the passage again and decide whether the statements are true or false, and then correct the false information. So look at the 5 statements on the screen, please. Statement number 1. The Asian Games are often held every 2 years. Number 1 is phones. Because the Asian Games are often held every 4 years, not 2 years. Number 2. The first Asian Games were held in India in 1941. It's phones. Because the first Asian Games were held in India, but in 1951. Now number 3. Vietnam won 2 gold medals in women's karate at the 14th Asian Games. This statement is true. Number 4. The 15th Asian Games were held in 2006. This statement is true too. And the last one. Athletes all over the world can compete at the Asian Games. The answer is phone. Because athletes in Asia can compete at the Asian Games, not all over the world. So now we move to activity 5. Answer 4 following questions, please. First, before you answer the questions, we have to identify the key words in each question. Now, number 1, what are the key words? They are purpose and Asian Games. Questions number 2, the key words are participant and 14th Asian Games. Questions number 3, the key words are sports events, gold medals, the Busan Games. Questions number 4, 6 sports events, first Asian Games. Now, based on the keywords we have already identified, look back to the passage in your book and answer the questions. Questions number 1. Look at paragraph 1, line 2 and 3, please. You can see the answer is that the purpose of the Asian Games is to develop intercultural knowledge and friendship within Asia. Questions number 2. Look at paragraph 3, line 2. The answer is 9,919 participants took part in the 14th Asian Games. Questions number 3. Look at the paragraph 3, line 5 and 6, please. The answer is that they won the gold medals in bodybuilding, billiards, and women's karate at the Busan Games in Korea. Question number 4. Look at the paragraph 2, lines 7, 8, and 9. The 6 sports events at the first Asian Games were basketball, cycling, football, aquatic sports, athletics, and weightlifting. Now, they are the answers of all 4 questions. After reading. After reading, we will have the small game, crossword puzzle. Now, use the clues given to complete the crossword puzzle, please. So we have to find 7 words. Now, number 1. How many countries took part in the first Asian Games? The answer is 11. Number 2. Which sport were added at the second Asian Games besides boxing and wrestling? The answer is shooting. Number 3. In which country were the 14th Asian Games held? The answer is Korea. Number 4. Were the 13th Asian Games held in Thailand or Korea? The answer is Thailand. Number 5. Did Vietnam athletes win 2 gold medals in women's karate or men's at the Busan Games? The answer is women's. Number 6. There were 9,919 at the 14th Asian Games. The answer is participants. Number 7. In which city of the Philippines were the second Asian Games held? The correct answer is Manila. Now you can see the word Vietnam after finishing the crossword puzzle. So we will hope that in the near future, Vietnam will become a hot country and receive more medals in a variety of sports events. So homework. Remember to write a summary within from 70 to 100 words about the history of the Asian Games. You can base on the content of the passage in your book. So this is the end of our lesson today. Thank you for your attention and see you at the next lesson. Goodbye.